Happy morning to one and all present here. Breaking barriers sounds artificial, sounds like a complex psychological term, doesn't it? But actually, if we think about it, it could really help us, really benefit us if we just implement it in our day-to-day lives. I am Guhaprahan, a grade 6 learner who wishes to break barriers and lead a fulfilling life. The other day, I was just like scrolling through some blogs for fun, and then I found this one particular blog that captured my interest. The topic of that blog was, in a world full of words, I chose silence. I went inside that blog, and then I found that the author faced a lot of barriers to speak. He wrote that a lot of people judged him. A lot of people discriminated him because of his accent, due to which he chose silence. He chose not to speak, and I wondered why. Why didn't he stand up for himself? Why didn't he speak up? And most importantly, why was he afraid to speak up? These questions constantly kept echoing in my mind over and over again. And that is one of the main reasons I chose this topic. So, before starting, I would like to ask a question. Have you ever stood at the verge of a seemingly unfathomable barrier, feeling the weight of doubt, fear, and uncertainty pressing down on our shoulders? In those moments, we are given with the choice to retreat back into the safety of what we know, or to push through and discover what's beyond, not knowing what lies on the other side. Imagine a world where every challenge you face transforms into an opportunity for growth and change. This vision is not just a dream or a fantasy, it's a possibility for each of us. Remember, the word impossible itself spells out I am possible. Isn't it encouraging to realize that potential exists within every impossibility? Life presents us with various obstacles that can sometimes feel insurmountable or impossible to conquer. But haven't we all faced moments where overcoming a challenge brought unforeseen strength and success? Nevertheless, these challenges often be the spark and the driving force that ignites our greatest successes. Today, I wish to discuss strategies to overcome obstacles, looking at how we can move forward while upholding our moral principles. Because, let's be real, breaking barriers sounds great, but breaking the rules, not so much. Fear of failure, self-doubt, societal pressures, insecurities, financial limitations, health issues, and family obligations are common barriers. These barriers can impede our progress, making us feel stuck. The other day, I was just like going through some online videos for fun, and then one advertisement just randomly popped up on my screen. The advertisement was for the people who are trapped in the prison of procrastination to join a club. I wondered what was procrastination. I knew the term prison and it meant a jail. So I first thought that this was a literal prison in a country called procrastination. Then I got to know that this was an invisible prison built out of sadness, neglection, rage, anxiety, stress, and a fear of failure, and a lot of people are trapped in this imaginary prison. Now, let us see some ways to come out of this prison. Mindset shift. To overcome obstacles, it's crucial to change our perspective. Rather than seeing obstacles as issues, we should see them as opportunities for growth and change. Embracing this mindset allows us to approach problems with curiosity and resilience. When we view setbacks as transient and manageable, we empower ourselves to find innovative and creative solutions, learn insightful knowledge along the way. Isn't it true that some of our greatest lessons come from our toughest times? As we journey through these burdens, we must surround ourselves with those rare souls who can lift us when we can't lift ourselves, who remind us of our worth when we forget it. These people create a space where our broken pieces can slowly mend, where hope is rekindled, and where the light within us is never allowed to dim. By choosing to see every obstacle as a stepping stone to something greater, by daring to believe that each obstacle holds within it the sense of our greatest triumphs, we transform pain into purpose. Adversity then is no longer an enemy, but a driving force that helps us to be the person we are destined to be. Then we realize that every drop of blood, tear, and sweat shed has carved our path to success. Growth mindset. Emphasize the necessity of acquiring an improvement mentality is crucial for growth and success. believing that skills and cognition can be enhanced with perseverance and persistence. Just think of how much more we could accomplish if we genuinely trusted in our abilities and skills to grow and improve. By nurturing a belief in the profound capacity to conquer any challenge, we can unlock higher levels of success and satisfaction in our personal and work lives. Rosa Parks once believed that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. Cultivating resilience. Harboring resilience gives us the ability to bounce back from mistakes and keep progressing, even if the future is filled with obstacles. Picture yourself as a rubber band, stretched to its breaking point. Each moment of strain is a testament to your strength, a reminder that when pressure threatens to tear you apart, you cling on. Cultivating resilience gives us the courage to accept change, the grit to face our despairs, the insight to learn from our experiences. It not only endures us, but empowers us, becoming tougher, competent, and more capable than ever before. Embracing hope. In the relentless journey of breaking barriers, hope becomes our most sacred light, piercing through the deepest darkness with its tender glow. Hope is not just a wish for a brighter tomorrow. It's the fierce, unwavering faith that no matter how overwhelming the storm, we hold the power within to summon a new dawn. It's the force that turns our pain into purpose, our wounds into wisdom, and our struggles into strength. It dares us to dream a world where we're not just survivors, but warriors who shattered every obstacle in our way. It turns our doubts into belief, and our belief into unstoppable action. It's the gentle whisper in our souls that says we can do this when the weight of the world feels unbearable and our spirits are worn. So, let us cherish hope for as long as it burns within us. There is no barrier to greed, no force too powerful that can keep us from destiny. Embracing failure. See failure as a natural aspect of learning. Each failure holds insightful knowledge that can draw the road to success. By knowing what went wrong, you can make amends and accept failure. Just remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a path towards success and a key towards achieving success. I'm sure that a lot of people in this world have broken barriers and overcome failures, like scientists, inventors, and authors. One famous author who had just gotten out of a divorce and she could barely afford to feed her baby in 1994, just 3 years before she published her first book. And she also had depression so severe that she considered suicide. Now, she's one of the most famous authors in the world and is also the richest author in the world. Another such person is a famous scientist. He could not speak until he was 3 years old and was a poor student who failed in math. He also had dyslexia, a learning disorder. And he also faced a lot of financial limitations and a lot of health issues. But despite all those, he famously said, "In the middle of every difficulty, there's opportunities." And now, he's one of the most renowned scientists in history, especially because he wrote the theory of relativity. Only a few people can understand it, but let alone write it. That is something beyond imagination, and that too a person with a learning disorder. Another such person is a famous inventor. He started to lose his hearing at a very young age, which slowly worsened over time. He only had a few months of proper schooling, as he was set a difficult child by his teachers. So, his mother had to take up the responsibility of educating him. Early in his career, he faced a lot of financial difficulties and a lot of failures, especially during the invention of the light bulb. But despite all those failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways to go to work." And wow, 10,000 is a big number. I myself have a personal encounter of breaking barriers. I was studying 3rd grade, and my teacher told me to speak for 3 minutes on National Farmers' Day in front of my whole grade. I was so afraid to do it. My knees were trembling as she said that. I begged my teacher to give it to someone else, but she insisted that I do it and probably embarrassed myself. So I started preparing the script, and then I spoke to myself in front of the mirror, and then to my family and my friends. Then one day before speaking in front of the whole grade, my teacher just randomly called and then told me to speak in front of my class. I came to the center of my class and then I spoke. And then after speaking, everyone in my class applauded. And that gave me a little confidence for the next day. The next day, As I was being called upon stage, my entire body shook and trembled with fear. I got goosebumps by seeing all those eyes that were staring at me. I went on stage and my mind went blank for a moment. I did not speak anything. And then my teacher from the back of stage, I could clearly see her, just speak up, speak up. So I eventually started to speak. Then at the end, everyone clapped and applauded. And suddenly, my fear of public speaking went away. And I guess that's how my passion to speak started from. And I guess that was what gave me the courage to speak with all of you today. I have another example. I had this friend, he's now in a different school, he's like my best friend. And then his ambition in life, like his aim in life was to be a dancer. And I have to give it to him, he dances pretty good. Well, not good, he dances awesome. He enrolled for a prestigious inter-school dance competition, and after the audition, he found out that he was not selected. And the feedback given by the teachers was that his techniques were not good enough and that he lacked confidence. He was devastated by hearing that. But instead of letting that demotivate him, he used it as motivation. He rigorously practiced his moves day and night and enrolled in a lot of dance competitions. And the next year, he again auditioned for the same competition, and guess what? He was selected. Not just selected, but he was the star of the show. He danced in the center, and everyone else followed him. This proves that with hard work and determination, you can achieve whatever you want. Even though the process may be stressful and pressurizing, but it can help you see your full potential, strengths, and weaknesses. Like my own encounter breaking barriers. I remember the fear that overcame me. I recall the nights filled with doubt, and the days the burden of uncertainty felt unbearable. Yet, it was in those moments of deepest despair that I found my greatest strength. It was through the tears of struggle that I found the resilience within me, and it was through the glimmer of hope in the eyes of those who believed in me that kept me going. Finally, barriers are not to stop you or to hold you back. They are to help you realize the value and the importance of the lesson. Each barrier gives you opportunities to grow stronger, powerful, competent, resilient, vigorous, patient, and more stronger than ever before. Stories of authors, inventors, and scientists are great examples. Personally, overcoming the fear of public speaking opened doors I never imagined. This helped me realize that there is so much of hidden potential waiting to be unleashed. Breaking barriers is not just about achieving success. It's about waking up the miraculous greatness that lies within each of us. It's about accepting change and moving on with life. It's about accepting failure. It's about waking up the concealed strength. It's about making amends from past mistakes. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something new. It's about having unwavering beliefs in ourselves. So, let us move on with an encouraging spirit to conquer any challenge. As Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Thank you.